African side to book their place at the 2014 World Cup was Nigeria, securing their 5th World Cup appearance with a 4-1 aggregate victory over Ethiopia. The Super Eagles have qualified for 4 of the last 5 World Cup tournaments, missing only 2006. And they travel to Brazil with their eye on reaching the knockout stages for the first time since France '98. Last time around in 2010, a group stage exit saw the Nigerian president attempt to ban international matches for 2 years. But after a FIFA protest, he backtracked on the decision a week later. But it goes to show just how important winning on the football pitch is to the Nigerian people. Hopes will be high heading to Brazil after a year where the fans have been spoilt. At the start of 2013, they brought home the African Cup of Nations.
We went there, we conquer, we fly, we are eagle. I don't know how to just express myself, but I'm so flabbergasted and I'm so happy.
And by the end of the year, their under-17 side had won its 4th World Cup title. But despite entering a clause into head coach Stephen Keshi's contract, stating he needs to reach at least the quarter-finals, the Nigeria Football Federation is distancing itself from expectations. Brazil will be the first time Nigeria has been guided to the finals by a Nigerian. Stephen Keshi, who captained Nigeria at their first World Cup appearance in 1994. Keshi represented Nigeria 64 times as a defender, winning the African Cup of Nations in 1994. He was sacked as assistant coach of Nigeria before the 2002 World Cup and dismissed by Togo as coach before the 2006 tournament, despite being instrumental in securing their unlikely qualification. But now he is secure in his home nation, even named 2013 African Coach of the Year.
We try to introduce young players plus seasoned players like Mikel, Yobo, Vincent Yama, that can, direct them on the field, give them this opportunity to play more better, because what we're looking ahead is not just Cup of Nations, how we're going to build a very outstanding team for Nigeria in the next 5 years.
After their African Cup of Nations triumph, defeating Côte d'Ivoire, Mali and Burkina Faso to lift the trophy, Nigeria were expected to make short work of Group F opponents Malawi, Kenya and Namibia. The Super Eagles remained unbeaten through qualifying with 3 draws and 3 wins. And despite a rather shallow goal count, they conceded just 3 themselves. They were unlucky to be pegged back in the 93rd minute in Malawi, while it took a similar last-gasp strike from Odo Amadi to salvage a point at home to Kenya. The playoff had Nigeria facing Ethiopia, but edging a 2-1 win away in the first match enabled the Super Eagles to coast to a 2-0 win at home, exploiting Ethiopia as they searched for the equaliser. Despite losses to Jordan, Spain and Uruguay in friendlies through the year, Nigeria proved themselves a difficult team to beat, as they rounded off 2013 with a 2-2 draw in Italy. If their defence holds, the Super Eagles could just nick a few points in Brazil. Now it's back to Nigeria, where captain and goalkeeper Vincent Enyema believes Nigeria can not only become the first African team to reach the semi-finals, but even win the final. Enyema is fast carving a reputation as one of Africa's best ever goalkeepers. He was a star for Nigeria at the 2010 World Cup and is known for his passionate commitment to the game. He won back-to-back CAF Champions League titles with Enyimba and then spent 6 years in Israel before joining Lille.
I don't play football for awards. I don't play football for nominations. I don't play football for anything. I play football because I love it. I play football because I was born to play football.
Eniema marshals a backline that's full of youngsters. Chelsea's Kenneth Omaruo, Kaiko Rizespor's Godfrey Obobona, Braga's Elderson and Celtic's F.A. Ambrose. But what the defence lacks in experience, they make up for in unity. With Eniema marshalling from behind and a strong midfield for protection, this defence concedes few goals. English Premier League duo Chelsea's John Obi Mikel and Liverpool's on loan Victor Moses offer grit and flair in the Nigeria midfield. Mikel particularly is less inhibited when playing for the national team. While protecting the back four is what he's best at, he isn't shy of chipping in with a goal or two. Runner-up in the African Footballer of the Year for 2013, Mikel is Nigeria's highest-capped current player. He won the Champions League trophy with Chelsea in 2012 and shared the Europa Cup in 2013 with compatriot Victor Moses. Moses is able to play in a variety of positions from the midfield through to the front line. And with his pace and quick feet, he excited spectators at his first Africa Cup of Nations in 2013, where he was voted Nigeria's player of the tournament on their run to the title. He'll be looking to do the same at the World Cup. Up front, while Keshi has turned away from former stars such as Obafemi Martins and Ike Usha, Emmanuel Emenike has stepped up to demonstrate his class. He's a natural goal scorer with 9 from his first 20 matches for the Super Eagles. In support, Keshi has a handful of players from which to choose, with Newcastle's Shola Amiobi, Lokomotiv Moscow's Victor Obina, and Dynamo Kiev's Brown Idier. As continental champions, the Super Eagles will be leading Africa into Brazil off the back of a highly successful year. An excellent goalkeeper, an industrious and mean defence, with dangerous players in the midfield and forward line, Nigeria aren't just in Brazil to enjoy the view. When drawn in Group F alongside Argentina, Bosnia-Herzegovina and Iran, Keshi clearly saw it as a group from which they can progress.
You know, it doesn't matter any group that we're into. We have to play a team. We have to be in a group. So it doesn't matter what group. Any group is fine.
Do you think this is the World Cup where an African team will arrive big time?
I think so. I think so, but we'll see in 6 months' time.
If they cannot concede early on in matches, defending as a unit and striking on the counter, it should see the Super Eagles fly far.
We just have to make sure that we use each other's strengths, that we play together. Like, this is a team sport, and if we make sure that we make each and every person on the team better, the team as a whole will be better.